Most people think broccoli is always healthy, but the truth is, the way you cook it can quietly erase almost all its benefits. What's worse, some healthy cooking habits like boiling it too long or adding fancy sauces can actually make it less helpful for your heart, joints, and digestion. After age 60, our digestion slows, enzyme levels drop, and nutrient absorption isn't what it used to be, meaning small mistakes in the kitchen have a much bigger impact. According to Harvard Health, cooking methods alone can change broccoli's antioxidant levels by more than 70%. In this video, you'll discover the 5 most common broccoli mistakes and how to fix each one easily. Comment yes if you want more videos like this. 5. Boiling broccoli too long. It might seem harmless to let broccoli sit in hot water for a few extra minutes, but those few minutes can quietly drain away nearly half of its nutrients. Here's why this matters. Broccoli's superpowers come from compounds like sulforaphane and vitamin C, both of which are extremely sensitive to heat. When boiled too long, they simply wash away into the water. So instead of feeding your body antioxidants, you're pouring them down the drain. Now, for adults over 60, this loss matters even more. As we age, our stomach acid levels drop, our digestion slows, and our cells absorb nutrients less efficiently. So every bit of vitamin C, every trace of magnesium, every antioxidant becomes more valuable. Losing them through overcooking is like throwing away the very tools your body needs to stay strong and energized. According to research from Harvard Health and the National Institutes of Health, steaming broccoli for just 3-5 minutes preserves up to 90% of its antioxidant content, while boiling for 10 minutes or more can cut that number down to nearly 40%. Take Marilyn, for example, a 67-year-old retiree who prided herself on eating healthy every day. She'd fill her pot with water, toss in her broccoli, and let it bubble away while she tidied the kitchen. But after a few months, she noticed her energy dipping, her skin looking dull, and her digestion slowing down. Her doctor said her diet looked fine until Marilyn mentioned how she cooked her vegetables. When she switched to light steaming and shorter cooking times, her energy improved. Her digestion felt smoother, and she said, "I never realized I was cooking away the good stuff." Here's the practical fix. Use steam, not a full pot of water. Cook for 3 to 5 minutes max, just until the color turns bright green and tender crisp. If you prefer stir-frying, use low to medium heat and just a drizzle of olive oil, not too much, or the nutrients will dissolve into the oil instead of your meal. And if you still love boiled broccoli, here's a simple trick. Keep the water, cool it, and use it later in soups or sauces. That way, you recapture some of the lost nutrients instead of tossing them away. The bottom line, healthy eating isn't only about what you eat, it's about how you prepare it. By skipping just a few extra minutes of boiling, you protect your broccoli's true power and give your body the nutrients it deserves. 4. Adding too much water or sauce. Many people try to make broccoli taste better by covering it in sauce or cooking it in a big pot of water. But here's the truth. Both of those habits can quietly strip broccoli of the nutrients your body needs most. When you add too much water, the vitamins and minerals dissolve into it, especially vitamin C, folate, and potassium. And when you pour that water down the sink, you're also pouring away the nutrients that support your heart, your digestion, and your immune system. Now, sauces can create another problem. Most creamy or cheese-based dressings are loaded with sodium and unhealthy fats. For adults over 60, that extra salt can raise blood pressure and cause fluid retention, and the excess fat can block your body's ability to absorb the very antioxidants broccoli is famous for. According to the Cleveland Clinic, heavy sauces don't just add calories, they also reduce the absorption of plant-based compounds that protect your cells. In other words, the more you dress up your broccoli, the less your body gets from it. Older adults are especially affected because digestion naturally slows with age. That means the more processed the sauce or the heavier the dressing, the harder your system has to work and the fewer nutrients make it through. Let's take an example. Robert, a 72-year-old from Florida, loved eating his healthy steamed broccoli but always covered it with butter and melted cheese. When his doctor checked his cholesterol, it was higher than expected for someone eating so many vegetables. After a nutrition class, Robert learned to swap the butter for olive oil and lemon juice. Within months, his energy was steadier, and his digestion felt lighter. He laughed and said, "I didn't need to eat less. I just needed to eat smarter." Here's how you can fix this mistake. Use light, steaming with minimal water. Skip the thick sauces. Instead, drizzle olive oil, squeeze fresh lemon juice, or sprinkle crushed garlic or pepper for flavor. If you must boil, use as little water as possible and save it for soups. It is rich in minerals you don't want to waste. Remember, broccoli already has its own natural flavor when cooked right. Gentle sweetness and earthy bite. It doesn't need to be drowned to taste good. Here's the bottom line. When you treat broccoli gently, it rewards you with everything your body needs for vitality, clear energy, calm digestion, and better balance. Cooking isn't about adding more. It's about protecting what's already there. 3. Microwaving without water. Microwaving broccoli seems quick, easy, and healthy, right? But here's the hidden problem. When you microwave broccoli without any water, you may actually be destroying the very compounds that make it so powerful. The microwave heats food from the inside out, creating tiny hot spots that can reach temperatures far beyond boiling. Without moisture to buffer that heat, delicate enzymes like myrosinase get damaged or destroyed. And that's the enzyme your body needs to convert broccoli's natural glucoraphanin into sulforaphane, the superstar compound linked to cell protection, heart health, and immune support. Why does this matter even more for adults over 60? Because enzyme activity naturally declines with age. That means you already start with fewer helpers to unlock nutrients. So when the cooking process wipes out the little enzyme power you have left, your broccoli turns from a superfood into, well, just another green side dish. The National Institutes of Health notes that cooking methods with uneven or excessive heat, like dry microwaving, can reduce sulforaphane levels by more than 70%. On the other hand, using just a spoonful of water helps distribute heat evenly, protecting both vitamins and enzymes. Let's look at a real story. George, a 72-year-old widower, prided himself on eating healthy. Every evening, he'd pop a bowl of broccoli into the microwave. No water, no cover, because he thought it was the healthiest way. But after months of this habit, he noticed more bloating, less energy, and even some stomach discomfort. When his daughter, a dietitian, visited and saw his routine, she suggested adding just 1 tablespoon of water and covering the bowl loosely. Within weeks, George said his broccoli tasted fresher, his digestion improved, and he finally felt like the vegetables were doing something good again. Here's how to fix this mistake. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons of water before microwaving. Cover the bowl with a microwave-safe lid or plate, but leave a small gap for steam to escape. Cook for 2-3 minutes, not longer, for even better results. Mix in a few small pieces of raw broccoli. After cooking, this reintroduces live myrosinase and boosts sulforaphane conversion naturally. Here's the bottom line. Technology is convenient, but your body still needs nature's touch. Microwaving broccoli with a little care keeps its life-giving compounds intact, helping you protect your energy, digestion, and vitality every single day. Because sometimes, the smallest splash of water can make the biggest difference. 2. Using aluminum or non-stick pans. It's easy to overlook the pan you cook with. After all, broccoli is healthy no matter what, right? But here's the surprising truth. The cookware you use can quietly change what ends up in your food and how your body reacts to it. When broccoli is cooked in old aluminum pots or scratched non-stick pans, small amounts of metal or coating particles can leach into your food, especially when exposed to heat, salt, or acid from ingredients like lemon juice or vinegar. Why does this matter more after 60 BC? Because the body's detox pathways naturally slow down with age. The liver and kidneys work harder to filter substances that once passed easily. So even trace exposures that wouldn't matter in your 30s can add up in your 60s or 70s. The National Institutes of Health warns that worn non-stick coatings, when overheated or scratched, can release compounds that may irritate the lungs or accumulate in tissues over time. And research from the Harvard School of Public Health notes that aluminum, though common, can react with certain foods to change their taste and potentially affect absorption of key minerals. Let's make this real. Linda, age 69, loved to sauté her broccoli with garlic and lemon in her favorite old pan, the one she'd owned since her 40s. But over time, she noticed a faint metallic taste, and her cookware had developed visible scratches. After watching a health segment on cookware safety, she switched to stainless steel and ceramic pans. Within weeks, she said her food tasted cleaner, and she felt better knowing she wasn't adding unwanted extras to her healthy meals. Here's how you can fix this mistake. Replace old non-stick pans that are scratched or peeling. Avoid aluminum cookware for acidic recipes like broccoli with lemon or tomato sauces. Choose stainless steel, cast iron, or ceramic-coated pans instead. Cook on medium heat rather than high. It preserves nutrients and reduces pan wear. The bottom line: the healthiest broccoli in the world can lose its benefits if it's cooked in the wrong pan. By simply changing your cookware, you protect your food, your flavor, and your long-term vitality. Because good health isn't only about what's on your plate, it's also about what touches it on the way there. And here's something beautiful: when you cook with safe, clean pans, you can actually taste the difference. The colors stay brighter, the aroma richer, and every bite reminds you that caring for your health begins right in your own kitchen. 1. Ignoring raw, cooked combo. Here's the biggest mistake of all, one that surprises even lifelong healthy eaters. Most people believe you must choose between raw broccoli or cooked broccoli. But the truth is, your body needs both together to unlock broccoli's full power. When eaten raw, broccoli is rich in myrosinase, a natural enzyme that helps your body create sulforaphane, one of the most protective plant compounds known. When lightly cooked, broccoli softens the cell walls and releases vitamins A, C, and K, making them easier to absorb. But when you only eat one version raw or cooked, you're missing half of the equation. Why this matters more after 60 is simple. Our digestion slows, and our enzyme activity declines. That means we absorb fewer nutrients from what we eat. By combining raw and cooked broccoli, you're giving your body both the enzymes it needs and the softened fibers it can easily digest. According to Harvard Health, pairing lightly steamed broccoli with a small amount of raw broccoli increases sulforaphane absorption by more than 30%. The Cleveland Clinic agrees, noting that this combination helps preserve antioxidants while making them more bioavailable, easier for your body to actually use. Let's make this real with an example. Helen, 65, was a retired nurse who loved eating raw salads every day, but she noticed that raw broccoli sometimes caused bloating and discomfort. Her daughter suggested mixing a few raw florets into her lightly steamed broccoli instead of eating them cold. Within 2 weeks, Helen said she felt lighter after meals, her stomach calmer, and her energy steadier throughout the day. She said, "I didn't need to give up my favorite veggie. I just needed to let it work with me, not against me." Here's how to do it right. Steam your broccoli lightly for 3 to 4 minutes until it turns bright green and slightly tender. Add a handful of fresh raw florets on top right before serving. Toss with a bit of olive oil, lemon juice, or garlic, all of which enhance nutrient absorption. For an easy boost, sprinkle raw broccoli sprouts into salads or soups. They're packed with sulforaphane and take almost no effort. Here's the bottom line. Broccoli's true magic doesn't come from being raw or cooked. It comes from the balance between the two. By combining them, you get the fiber your digestion loves, the antioxidants your cells crave, and the enzymes your body needs to turn simple food into lasting energy. And the best part, you don't need fancy recipes or expensive supplements. Just one small change in your kitchen routine can help your body feel more alive, more nourished, and more in control. Because healthy living isn't about doing more, it's about doing smarter. So let's take a moment to recap what we've learned today. 5 simple mistakes yet. Each one can quietly erase the goodness you thought you were giving your body. 5. Boiling too long. Overheating your broccoli drains away the vitamins and antioxidants your cells depend on. 4. Adding too much water or sauce. The nutrients end up in the sink or hidden under layers of salt and fat. 3. Microwaving without water. You destroy the very enzymes that unlock broccoli's healing power. 2. Using aluminum or old nonstick pans. Toxic particles can sneak in while nutrients slip away. 1. Ignoring the raw and cooked combo. You lose the perfect balance your digestion and cells need most. When you think about it, every one of these mistakes has the same message. It's not about eating more broccoli. It's about treating it better. Because when you cook wisely, your body rewards you with energy, calm digestion, clearer thinking, and that quiet feeling of vitality that's so easy to lose with age. Maybe you've been doing some of these things for years, and that's okay. What matters is that today, you know more, and small changes can make a big difference. No matter your age, it's never too late to protect your health, your taste, and your joy in food. Picture this. You place a plate of bright green, lightly steamed broccoli on the table, not soggy, not hidden under sauce, but vibrant and alive. That's more than a side dish. That's a symbol of the care you're giving yourself, one meal at a time. So as you go about your week, remember, every small upgrade in your kitchen is a vote for your long-term strength. Your cookware, your timing, your choices, they all speak the same language of self-respect. If this video helped you rethink how you cook your vegetables, give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend who loves broccoli, and comment yes below if you're ready to start cooking smarter for your health. And don't forget to subscribe for more senior-friendly tips that help you stay vibrant, energetic, and confident naturally. This video is for educational purposes only and not a substitute for medical advice. If you have any health concerns or dietary restrictions, consult your healthcare provider before making major changes. Here's to smart cooking, lasting energy, and the simple joy of food that truly nourishes you, body and soul.